Dear friends, hello everyone. Today, I want to talk to you about the latest updates on the case of Pierina Paganelli. Although the justice system is always slow, there are some aspects that deserve attention. First of all, a special thanks goes to lawyer Teseo Tinker, who addressed the issue of precautionary measures impeccably. It is essential that detention in prison be justified by valid reasons, but this does not always happen, and he shed light on this point. Unfortunately, Luis da Silva's defense did not raise some crucial exceptions regarding precautionary measures, and this was neither explained nor documented. Even though the Court of Cassation annulled the examination order, it was not possible to address the merits of precautionary measures because nothing had been raised regarding them. However, now with the new request for release, it would have been necessary to reconsider the issue, not only based on the evidence of guilt. This examination should have focused on the validity of the precautionary detention rather than just the individual pieces of evidence. Unfortunately, the defense did not address these issues comprehensively, limiting itself to contesting the severity of the evidence without considering the precautionary measures. The discussion on detention measures should have been more thorough, especially regarding the duration of precautionary detention, which has now lasted since July of last year. The reason why this measure is still necessary has never been clarified, except for the alleged risk of flight related to a plane ticket. However, with all the available electronic surveillance measures today, this justification seems unfounded. In essence, although the defense did not raise the proper objections, the judge should have considered the precautionary measures ex officio. This is an issue that goes beyond evidence of guilt and needs to be addressed with more care. The case involving Pierina Paganelli is a clear example of the current state of justice in Italy, which continues to provoke outrage. The numerous criticisms of the management of the investigations, the slow pace of the proceedings, and the disorganization of those responsible are truly alarming. Pierina's case, like many others, highlights the serious dysfunctions of a system that should instead protect victims and ensure that the truth emerges clearly and justly. Reading the opinions shared by commentators, I feel deeply regretful for the superficiality with which such serious matters have been handled. Many commentators, such as Paula, openly speak of shame and are incredulous at the dysfunction of the judicial system. I can only share this feeling of frustration. The investigations seem to be conducted without due attention to detail, and the evidence has been contaminated by those who should have ensured its proper collection and preservation. Adding to this is the ongoing uncertainty in witness statements and testimonies, which makes it even harder to arrive at a tangible truth. Justice sometimes seems like a power game, where it is preferred to find a scapegoat rather than identifying the real culprit. However, it cannot go unnoticed the work of those like lawyer Nicola Castellano, who strive to clarify the situation with expertise. And without beating around the bush, he manages to explain the situation in a precise and rational manner, an attitude that should be the norm in any respected trial. These interventions are much appreciated because they help us understand the legal and judicial complications, but also because they give us hope that the truth may finally be recognized. Despite this, it is evident that in all this chaos, justice is losing its essence. One gets the impression that sometimes other logics are privileged rather than truly pursuing the guilty. The situation between Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir has generated a lot of speculation and comments, and personally, I think it has become something very complex and sad to watch. On one hand, Can Yaman is an actor who has achieved huge fame due to his talent, but he seems to be going through tough times that are affecting his personal and professional life. What concerns me the most is how he has handled certain situations in his private life, especially his relationship with alcohol. While many fans defend him, saying it's just a part of his life and what he does off camera shouldn't be that important, I believe there are clear signs that his emotional well-being might be compromised. In the comments I've seen, there's a pattern of concern for Can Yaman's well-being. Some people mention that his alcohol consumption seems to be a way of dealing with his emotional problems, which doesn't surprise me. The way he has been photographed several times with a drink in his hand, especially in nightclubs, gives the impression that he is trying to escape from something. It's not just the act of drinking that worries me, but what this behavior could signify on a deeper level. Can Yaman is a man who has a lot of pressure on his shoulders because of his career and fame, but that doesn't justify self-destructive behavior. What's even more disturbing is how some people seem to minimize the situation, suggesting that occasional alcohol consumption isn't a big problem. But I don't think it's just about an occasional drink. The signs that something isn't right are evident, and as a fan of his work, I'd like someone close to him to intervene in a constructive way. We all know that alcohol can have devastating effects on someone's life if not controlled, and the concern of many fans is completely valid. Can is a man with great potential, but he needs to take care of himself if he wants to continue being the star we all know and admire. Regarding his relationship with Demet Özdemir, it seems that they had incredible chemistry on screen, but in real life, things are much more complicated. I don't believe the situation between them is just about rumors or misunderstandings. Sometimes, personal issues affect our ability to maintain healthy relationships, both professional and personal. So, while we don't know everything that happened between them, what is evident is that both Kaan and Demet need to address their own problems before they can find the balance they need in their lives and relationships. While we don't know everything that happened between them, what is evident is that both Kaan and Demet need to address their own problems before they can find the balance they need in their lives and relationships.